Hi everybody, it's Tammy with stampwithtammy.com. I'm here with my July 17th class to go. I'm sorry, that would be July 16th. Today is Thursday. Anyway, we're going to make 3 cards using the Begonia Belle stamp set, which is the current July product of the month. So when you spend $75 on my Stampin' Up store, you can get this stamp set for $5. So anyway, we're going to make 3 cards, and if you place an order of $50 or more between, before midnight on Monday, July 20th, I will send you the card packet for free, including shipping. So let's get started. All of these use the Begonia Belle and the Beautiful Ordinary Life 12 by 12 cardstock. They all have a black and white version on one side and then colors on the other side. They're really, really pretty patterns. So we're going to use those today. This first card is kind of a fun fold. I'm going to show you how to cut this. This is Daffodil Delight. So you're going to start with a piece of Daffodil Delight, 5.5 by 4, or 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then we're going to cut. We're going to cut it so you want it. This is the front of your card, and so you want to cut here and here. So I'm going to open up the card, and I'm going to turn it, or put it over here to 1 1/4 inches. And then I'm going to put my cutting blade down right at 4 1/4 inch and then slice down. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing, but now I'm going to go on this side at 1 1/4. And then I'm just going to cut up to the 4 1/4 mark. So now you have this. Okay, so let me grab my scissors. And we're just going to trim this off. You can do this with a paper trimmer too. I just find it's easier just to do it with your detail scissors. Now I'm going to do this side. Just like that. And you might have to trim it a little. Just like that. Okay. And now we have a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4, and then 2 pieces of the Designer Series paper. These are both 4 by 1 1/4. I'm going to show you the difference. These are 1 1/2, but I should have measured first. It doesn't leave very much space to write. So these I cut at 1 1/4, and I'm going to glue these down to each side of the basic white. Just like that. And just like this. You will also, if you place an order, you'll get a PDF with all the measurements included. Although I do tell you all the measurements here on the video, so just get your pen handy. And then this is just going to go on the inside of the card. And see, now it still covers it, but you have a little bit more space to write. The next piece, we have a piece of basic black, which is 4 by 2 3/4, and a piece of basic white that is 3 7/8 by 2 5/8. And now we're going to stamp. Let me go ahead and put my glue away. I can't put the lid on this glue without my glasses on. Sad but true. Okay, so now we're going to stamp with Daffodil Delight. And we're going to use, this is a 2-step stamping. And it's pretty easy to line up. There's some significant or specific little nodules that are easy to line up. So I'm going to stamp it up just full strength in Daffodil Delight. And then I'm going to stamp another one down here. Okay, now for the inside of the flower, I'm going to ink it up like normal. And then I'm going to stamp off and then line it up just like that. You could use 2 different yellows, you know, like Daffodil Delight and Lemon Lolly. This is just easier because then you only need 1 stamp pad out. So I'm going to put my Daffodil Delight away. Now I'm using Granny Apple Green, and these 2 are easy to line up. You see how it has this little nick here? That makes it super easy. So I'm just going to stamp a couple of leaves, just like that. And then with the inside piece, again, we're just going to use the same color and stamp it off. Just like that. Oops, put it the right side. Okay, let's put the green away. And then I'm using Memento Ink Tuxedo Black. We don't have that in stock anymore, but I still like it, so. And then I'm going to stamp the You Are My Sunshine right over the flowers. And then, let's see. We're going to glue this on. I get questions every time somebody watches a video. These are called fine tip glue applicators, and you can find them on Amazon or Dick Blick, which is an art supply store. And don't look up glue dispensers because it's technically not a glue dispenser, but it does work well. I just throw in my liquid glue, and this just makes it way easier so you don't get big clumps, because I'm not very good with that. And then this goes right here. And there's card. Oh, I forgot. You're going to need some of, let me see what this is called. This is one of the new July online exclusives, and it's called Iridescent Ribbon. This is black, and it's kind of shiny. It's really pretty. I like it. It's in one of the Halloween suites. Okay, so technically I should have tied this around the black and white layer and then glued it on, but I didn't do that, so we're just going to glue it around the whole thing. Nobody will ever know that it's not supposed to be that way, right? Okay, now I'm just going to trim this one. Oh, I'm going to make this one a little shorter. Okay, there you have it. Card number 1. And here's the original. See how I tied it around just the black and white and then glued it down? So whatever you like to do. All right, now I'm going to clean off my stamps. This is Stampin' Mist. Sorry about that. And then I just have this cloth I got on Amazon as well a long time ago. They're nice because you can just throw them in the laundry. Okay, so let's get on to card number 2. This is card number 2, and let's get started. So first, to do the layering triangle, to make sure it's small enough, you're going to cut your designer paper as if you were just going to layer it on. So for me, that would be 1/4 of an inch smaller. So this will be 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then we're just going to, this is, if you have a directional paper, pay attention to how you're going to put it on the card. So see, I wanted the stripes to go this way. This one isn't as directional, but, and so I'm going to cut from this corner to this corner. So I just lay it into my trimmer and I line the corner up on this channel. and then on this channel. And it takes a couple of times. Seems like I move one and the other one moves. Okay, and now you actually have two that you can use on cards. Okay, and then to do the card, I'm gonna go ahead and fold it. This is just your basic 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is the front, so I wanna cut from here to here. So I'm just gonna lay this down just like I did this time. Just line up the score mark right in that channel. And then this corner lines up down here in the channel. And just slice. And then you could save this for a different card. So here you have this, and then I'm just gonna glue the designer paper right on. Just like that. Okay, I'm gonna put this away for a second so it doesn't dry out. And then we have a piece of Pool Party, which I just pulled the colors out of here. And this is 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. And then a piece of basic white that is 3 by 2 1/4. And then we have a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to do this one first. This one's fun. I'm going to turn it this way. So I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. Again, just pulled right from the thing. And I'm just going to use the big flower. It doesn't matter which one you use, really. And then I'm just going to stamp several times. I don't want it to necessarily look like a flower. I just want it to look kind of like a pattern. Okay. Just like that. And this is going to go on the inside. And even though I'm not doing this live on Facebook, I am doing it live. I don't edit my videos or anything. I just post them the way they are. What you see or what you hear is what you get. Okay, just like that. Now on my small piece, I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo again. Full strength, and then stamp off. Oh, nope, that would be a different stamp. Stamp off, and then line it up, just like that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and then I'm going to use this really cool, like dotted stripes. I'm going to put my Flirty Flamingo away so I don't accidentally stamp in it. And I'm going to use pull out Pool Party, again, straight from the, and then I'm just going to stamp kind of around the flower. If you get some on the flower, that's cool. Just like that. It doesn't have to fully fill in or anything, it's just for fun. And then I have this sentiment that says, sending lots of happiness your way. So this could just be this could be a wedding card. This could be a birthday card, or it could just be a, hey, how you doing? I'm going to stamp it a little bit off to the right and a little over the flower. And then put all that away, and then we're just going to put it together. So we're going to glue this onto the Pool Party cardstock. I feel like I'm nervous today for some reason. Okay, and then I want to make sure that I cover up the little white space. So I'm just going to line it up right about there and just kind of eyeball where you want your glue, because you only want it on this bottom half. Well, kind of this bottom corner, I guess. And then just glue that down. And I always check, make sure I don't have any extra glue so it doesn't stick to itself. And there you have card number 2. Here's the original. All right, one more card. Are you guys ready? You're hanging on the edge of your seat, aren't you? Okay, once again, let's clean these stamps off. We do have cleaning things, but alrighty. So this next card, there's no fold, no cutting on the cardstock, but we're going to use this designer paper that starts as black and white. And so let's go through. So you have a piece of Old Olive, your basic card, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then a piece of designer series paper, which is 3.5 by 4 3/4. I lost my, and then I'm just using the light Old Olive Stampin' blends, and I'm just going to color in all the leaves. So this black and white, you can make it whatever color you'd like, or you can leave it black and white. It's really pretty that way too. But I'm just coloring these in. I didn't want to color the whole thing on video because it's boring. And then I start rambling and you guys wonder what the heck. So 3.5 by 4 3/4. The basic black is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. I'm just going to glue this down together. See how the green, that's kind of a cool pattern. You could do that and then use this side. Okay, just like this. I do an 1/8 of an inch difference just because I just want a little bit of black showing. Just kind of frames it in pretty nicely. And this just goes right in the middle of your card front. And now we have just a scrap of the same black ribbon. We have a 2 3/8 inch circle punch of real red, a 1 7/8. No, this is a 2 inch of basic black, and then a 1 7/8 inch of basic white. So we're going to stamp. This is another stamp from the set. It's a little stem and little flowers. So we're going to stamp. I found that this was easiest to stamp the leaf first, or the, the stem. Some people think it, it just depends on your preference. You do you. Okay. But you have to remember the flowers are going to go over here. So when you're centering it, kind of take that into account. Okay, just like that. My Old Olive away, and then real red for the roses. Oops, sorry, did I hit the thing? Isn't that cute? And now I'm using the Best Wishes, and I'm going to stamp it in basic black, or tuxedo black. And I'm just going to stamp it right there, at the bottom of the flower. And then we're just going to glue all this together. Again, this is nice because it just gives you a very small circle of black behind the red. And then a larger circle of red so that it kind of pulls out the flower. Okay, and then I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals to pop it up. I guess I could show you guys me doing this. And then just put this center from side to side and a little bit higher. And then I'm just going to fold this black into a knot. And then I lost my glue dots. Hang on a second. They're in a box, so here they are. Just roll it out till you see one, and then I always just put my ribbon right on there, pull off the glue dot, put it right here, and then of course I want to make it a little bit smaller. Just like that. And there you have it. So we have 3 cards, all with the Begonia Belle stamp set. Let me know which one is your favorite. And again, if you place an order of $50 or more from now until midnight on July 20th, I will send you a card packet for free. Okay, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.